everyone, Dee's from Turtle Dove. How's everyone doing? It is a Monday afternoon at the moment, and I thought I would show you how I frame one of my cross stitches. I recently finished a Halloween themed cross stitch, the Geese on the Broom. So I've ironed this earlier today and ahead of time. Now I did some painting. This frame was only, I think it was $2. 2 or 4. Pretty sure it was only 2, I can't remember, but it's from a charity shop and it is one of those sort of shadow box frames. They've got a bit of depth to it, so it has a wooden insert, and that was just bare like that. So I painted that, the base coat, in black, and then finished it off. I used some Mod Podge when the paint was dry, and then just sprinkled some of that gunmetal grey glitter. Yeah, so I think that would look really nice, and as soon as I saw this frame in the charity shop I thought, yes, Halloween black. So that worked out good. And so you've got the back and then the insert. It's a little bit warped, but that doesn't matter because once everything pushes down in the frame it'll lay pretty flat. I painted that. I base coated in black, and then I used the purple, orange, gold and a tiny bit of black, and I just blobbed dots all over, and then got the wide flat brush, fairly wet, and yeah, I just sort of brushed that all through, and I think it looks really nice, and it's going to offset the picture nicely, so you do not have to pay a lot of money to frame your cross stitches. I think the colours just suit it. I really like it. Just before I put this together, I'll show you a couple of other frames that I bought on different occasions. Now this one was $2. I like these type of frames with the engraved and gold embossed look. So yeah, that's pretty good for $2. It's a nice frame. And then I've got a bigger one. So I'm always keeping my eyes out for frames. This one was $4, would you believe? Now that would cost a fortune in a shop. That would probably be about $50 or something. Yeah, and that's a pretty big one. And I was just looking at some of my finished cross stitches, and this one just fits in. So that will look really nice on that, in that frame. Although I've got another 2 in this set. I think one's a lavender and daisies. But I guess you don't have to put them in the same frame, even if you hang them up as a set. But that will look really nice. I can't really show you. So $4, you can't go wrong. And of course I would place this one in this frame completely different to what I'm doing today. So let's put that aside. And that's the thing, I've got all these diamond paintings and cross stitches, finished cross stitch kits, and yeah, framing can be very expensive if you buy new, so that's a really good way. Just keep your eyes open, and garage sales and such, look out for frames. But let's get on with framing this one. Now I'm guessing that would go, no, the glass would go first and then that. Okay, so let's clean the glass. I've just got some alcohol spray here that I'll use. I might move this right out the way because I don't want to wet the insert. And I didn't moisturise my hands because I don't want smear marks on the glass. I thought it'd just be good for you to see how I'm going to frame this. Of course, any glue I use, I would have done that ahead of time, but just for the sake of the video, I'll do it a little bit differently and not use as much glue. And that way, I can still take the canvas out if I want to later on, but I don't intend to. What's that on here? It's a mark. Now, I think that would be hidden. There's just a little mark there. The trick is not to touch it once you've cleaned it. Okay, so let's put that in and wait till you see it. It always looks a lot nicer once it's framed. There we go. Yeah, you can't see that little mark there. That's good. Okay, just make sure everything's clean. Pop that down. And move that out the way. So I painted this and then I sealed it as well because I don't want any of the paint transferring onto the canvas. So what I'm going to do, normally I would stitch this around a chipboard piece or something, the old-fashioned way, but just make sure you've got the right way up that you want, and it's all going to fit nicely. So I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm not going to centre it precisely. It looks really good. I love that pop of orange and gold over the dark colours. Right, so what I would do normally is just use some fabric glue and glue that down. It is better to stitch it in, but I won't be for this particular one because you really want this fairly taut without overstretching it. I'll just get an old frame and I'll show you what I mean. So now this cross stitch, I think I've showed you in the past if you follow me, but I did this years ago, and you have your chipboard and then you just sort of zigzag and catch the sides and it holds it taut. And that's how, the old-fashioned way, that's the only way I actually know to frame cross stitches. There are probably other ways you can do that, but that's what Google's for. You can learn so much on YouTube. But yeah, I've got a set of 3 of these. This was a counted cross stitch I did years and years ago. So yeah, you really want it taut. So I'm not going to get that on this frame, and that's why I'm sort of making it more semi-permanent. So if I wanted to, I can take it out and change the insert change the whole frame if I want. So for now, all I'm going to do, and it's not going to be as taut, I could glue two sides, leave it overnight to dry, and then you can pull it taut and then put a clamp on it. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. When I've finished filming, I'll take it all out again, and then I'll put some clamps on there while it dries so that you're not going to get ripples on the main design, because you do want it as taut as you can without overstretching it. So just for now, I'm going to put some double-sided tape, which will just help keep it in place a little bit. I mean, it's going on fabric, so it's not going to do much long term at all. This is just the initial first day or so while it's drying, and then I might put another little strip at the top and the bottom, like that. I'm just wondering if you can get strips like that for fabric. I doubt it. So I'll just take the backing off of those, and I'll just get the fabric glue. Some of you cross stitchers out there are probably going, no, what are you doing? I definitely won't be doing that with the that big frame, the gold one. This is just Halloween, so I need to get some chipboard actually, and then I can cut things down to size. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a few dobs of this glue, which I just got over my hand, just on each corner. And gee, I can go over that, that's alright. And some in the middle. Right. Okay, so now I can see and just carefully place this down. Like so. And at this point I will just let that dry overnight, but I'll just put it together for you quickly, because the glue can seep through that Ada. There was one frame that I really wanted. You could tell it was an expensive frame. It already had some embroidery image in there, and I was going to buy it just for the frame because it wasn't my taste of embroidery. It was pretty old and it was overstretched in the frame, so it was all warped, the image and everything. So but I just couldn't do it. I thought someone's spent a lot of time embroidering that, so I'll let someone buy it. But there we go. So, and put that in. Once it's dry, I'll take this straight out as soon as I've finished filming. Otherwise this is going to stick to the backing. And this is what's going to push it down, so the insert is a little bit warped. But I mean, if I wanted this in permanently, I could, there's nothing wrong with just leaving it in there like so, if I'm happy with it. Now let's see. That's as easy as that. Wow. You can see the camera and everything, but in the reflection. But isn't that nice? Too much reflection going on there. And you've got the depth, and you can see the glittered board inside, and that's going to look really nice on my buffet. So that'll be going out there tomorrow. I love it. So cute. Beautiful design as well. So I'm trying to get it in a position where you don't get a lot of glare, but it's not gonna work. Probably see my messy room. It's disgustingly messy at the moment. So if you see anything in the reflection, yep, that's my room. Okay guys, so let me know what you think. It looks pretty well flat to me and taut enough. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Let me know how you mount your cross stitches in a frame. I'll have to Google it and see if there are other ways that I know of, because that one I just showed you, this is the only way that I know. It looks messy, but it does the job and keeps everything taut. And you can also undo it and change frames that way. So, okay guys, thanks for joining me. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.